Hey guys, it's Blake again, and as we learned last time about go-to and if statements, this time I'm rethinking kind of what I did last time. I think I took too far of a jump, and there's some other stuff that we could have learned instead. So I'm going to try and cover some of that now. It's some kind of minor stuff. It's not that big of a deal, but we are going to look at some of it. So, as you can see by our program, let's say we need to cover a few things, but let's say that if it does not equal a certain number, if the if statement is set to it does not equal a certain number. For example, let me just get rid of some of this, just to make it easy on you guys to know what I'm talking about. If y equals 5, let's say. But I've also had a few common concerns in my brain. Say, well, I forgot to show them how to do it if it doesn't equal 5. So, you know, if y equals 5, then it's obviously going to say that's either too high of a number or too low of a number. But I'm going to work on the not operator, and that is the exclamation point. So if y does not equal 5, basically, is what it says. Enter a number between 1 and 100. Let's do 100, and let's do like 6. Well, that's weird. Huh. But basically it's the not operator. So if y does not equal 5, then it should give me an error message. But it's not doing that for some reason. But just let you know, I'm not too good at the not operator. But there's your quick look at it. It's the exclamation point. And just feel free to use that as you want. Y. Probably not the best person to tell you about the not operator. And we're going to also look at the equals operator, which you probably already know. If it's equal to something, then it's going to say this. That's pretty self-explanatory. So, basically, let's say we wanted to get into more of a questionnaire. I'm going to basically delete all this code, except for that. And it's going to say, like, let's say we wanted to just ask you a simple question. What's your name? There should be an S. What's your name? And we're gonna have integer name, just to keep it easy. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna cover. Before we go into that, we absolutely have to cover this. Float values. Now, you learned about integer, right? Int. But, let's go back to this. What's your favorite, what is pi equal to? Because that's something with a, something we can do here. So, we're basically learning about the float. Now, an integer, it's just a number, right? But we want to cover float. And floating values are numbers, but they can have like decimal points to them. And this comes in handy, like, what's pi equal to? Pi, float pi equals 3.14159. That's just what I know. And that's what it equals to. Now, if that was just an integer, it would just give us 3, because it doesn't understand the decimal. So, there's your look at a float value. But we're also going to go into a bool value. A bool is like a true or false kind of value. So we're going to also do bool pi. And yes, this is going to get a compiler error equals 0. 0 means true. Bool pi equals 1. Now, I'm not actually going to compile the code here, but because I'll get an error, I'm pretty sure. Let me just try. It shouldn't need to have return. Yeah, because I'm changing it. Because I changed bool or float to bool, because they have the same name, which I should change. But a bool value means like true or false, basically. So let's say that somebody said pi is equal to 60 million. That's obviously not true. So in that bool value, it get a value of 1. But let's say that somebody said pi equals 3.14159. Like the first 6 digits of it, or 5, I mean. And that'd be true. So it'd get a value of 0. And that would display a true kind of function there. And let's also get into some doubles here real quick. Let me just do that so I can get rid of that stupid orange line already. Okay. So a double is just like an int, except it has double the memory allocated to it. Like let's say you wanted to enter a pretty big number, you could use the word double or the keyword double, because it would be able to hold double the amount of numbers in an integer would it be able to have. And it's similar with long. And that's pretty much it. I mean, those are all the keywords that you're going to need to know for some very simple C++ programming. Oh, I just remembered something very important. Double X. Now, let's say we want to do powers. So I'm going to change that to enter a number again. I don't care if it's not capital, but I am going to change that. So I do care, actually. Enter a number. So we're going to have double here. And like I said, we're going to enter a power. Your new number is x, but let's say we wanted x, but we wanted x squared. Now most people will be like, well, since there's no squared button, we're going to use this little up thing, and we're going to do 2. No, 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 no. That is not how you do it. Powers are very difficult to do. You have to do pow, this parentheses, and x, comma, 2. And then end line. Now, it means power, the power of x is squared, is basically what it means. And yes, it does have to have pow, and the comma separates the number from the power. The second one is always going to be the power you're adding, or you're multiplying it to. And x, since we don't know what it is, we're just leaving that as a variable. So, sorry, forgot we need sin, don't we? Okay. Now it's going to say enter a number. Now let's enter like something easy that we know the power of. 2. It should give us 4, right? Your new number is 4. So basically that's how you do powers. And I find that to be pretty important because it took me a while to figure that out. You cannot use integer though. For some reason you have to use double, float, long, any of those. And I thought that was kind of weird. But there's another example of when you would use one of those keywords. So thank you, rate, subscribe, comment. If you have any suggestions on what I should cover, then thank you. All suggestions are appreciated. And see you guys next time. Bye.